it's me, Jen from EmJustLikeYou, and today I have a comparison video for you guys on the 3 Naked palettes by Urban Decay. Now I know this has been out there for so long now, but I really wanted to try out the Naked 3 for a long time and play with it to create different looks so that I can really give you guys my opinion on the palette. Now, with these 3 that I have here, I have to say, if you want to know which one's my favorite, I would have to say the Naked Original. Now, just like a movie, the original movie is going to be so much better than the sequels, and the reason why I like this one is because for me, I like my eyeshadows for nighttime. I don't wear eyeshadow on an everyday basis, and when I do wear eyeshadow, I want it to look intense and beautiful and not all blended together. Now I find this palette to really be able to do that really well, just because they're great matte colors such as Buck and Naked, which I love on its own. Like, I can definitely use other palettes and I always have to come back and use the Buck and Naked from this Naked one. Now I find that these colors are really great. They're really different. Each color is very distinctive. They don't blend together and they create beautiful looks. There is really great ranges of dark colors as well as light colors in this palette. The highlighters are all shimmery. So if you are a type of person that like highlighters that are matte, this is not the palette for you. Now if you like darker colors that are matte, such as a matte black or a matte dark plum color or something to wear in your crease or to smoke out your eye, then this is not a palette for you either, because these are shimmery. The only matte colors are the Naked and Buck, which I think is already great enough because these are great crease colors to blend out, and that's when you need a matte color. I like this one for those who have really warm skin tones. When I say warm skin tone, what I mean is that if you look on your wrist and your veins are green, then that means you have warm skin tone. We all know that veins are blue, but with a warm skin tone, it makes the veins appear green. So I think that this is great for those who like to wear eyeshadow looks for the nighttime, or they like eyeshadow looks that are more intense, more accentuating, and if you do have warm skin tones. Alright, so the next palette is the Naked 2. Naked 2 palette is a little bit different. It's still really great neutral colors, and I do think that these palettes are great in quality and quantity. You're getting a great amount of eyeshadows that are high quality for a great price. For the Naked 2, I find that they are great for those who have cooler skin tones, meaning your veins will look more blue. The reason why I like this one for cool tones is because most of these colors have a cool tone base to it. They're more of a taupe color. I like this one for those who wear eyeshadows on an everyday basis and they like to create really simple and safe looks. Really great for those who are more conservative and those who wear it for work, for school. I don't find that this palette is great for eyeshadow looks that are more intense for the nighttime, just because I do find that these colors aren't very intense. Now if you guys like MAC Satin Taupe, you're going to love these colors because they are very similar in the color range. Now if you like a highlight that is matte, then you're definitely going to like this palette because they have a gorgeous bone color highlight that is matte. They do have a crease color called Tease, but compared to the Buck and Naked from the Naked one, this Tease color is a lot more cool tone and it has a hint of a purplish pink tone to it compared to the Naked one. Now these shimmery colors here are very different, but yet they do have similarities that when you apply it onto your lids, they do tend to blend out and don't look as intense. So I do find that this isn't a great look for the night or for eye looks that you want to intensify and make your eye makeup stand out. Now if you like a black eyeshadow to smoke out your eyeliner or to smoke out your eye makeup, this is a great matte black from Urban Decay. So with this palette, I find that it's very versatile for those who like eyeshadow looks for on an everyday basis, or those who want to play it safe. Now those who want a little bit more intensity and it isn't a very safe palette, then I do think the Naked one is a little bit more wild compared to the Naked 2. But what is similar in these two palettes is that Half Baked, which is a beautiful golden color, is in both of the palettes. Now I find the Half Baked in the Naked one is a little bit warmer compared to the one from the Naked 2. Naked 2 also consists of a copper color called Chopper, which is also a warm tone, but the rest are all cool tones. So if you guys have cool skin tone or those who like to wear makeup on an everyday basis and like to wear very neutral colors, I do find the Naked 2 to be more neutral rather than the Naked 1. Alright, now moving on to the more exciting and new palette, the Naked 3. Out of all three of them, I have to say this one is my least favorite for my preference, just because I'm not a type of person that like to wear a lot of pinks or any colors that have pink undertones. But it is a great palette to have if you want to add a variety to your colors. Now, what I think for the downside for this palette is that because all of these colors are very rose tone base, really hard to create a look based on just this palette. This is more of a palette to add to your collection, add to your Naked 1 or add to your Naked 2 to create looks. I always find that when I use this palette, I have to use other colors from other palettes. Now, Urban Decay did incorporate some darker colors in this palette in order to create certain looks, but I did find that Dark Side and Black Heart, which are the two darkest colors from this palette, to really look muddy on the eyes. Especially Black Heart is such a gorgeous color in the packaging. It's a beautiful plum black that has really beautiful red and violet shimmers. But on the eyes, I didn't find the color to really show up true to color. It really looked muddy and black, but not intense black enough to make it work for the eye look. Now, Dark Side is a taupey brown color, but on the eyes and it looked really muddy. So these two colors I didn't really think that worked well to create looks, but overall I did find that this palette to have really great consistency in the colors. Now, I do find the quality to be great. I just didn't think that the colors are really workable on its own. You have to use other palettes to actually create looks. Now, I don't think that's very practical, especially for the price, but if you guys are more girly and you love your pinks, then definitely you will probably love this palette. So I do think that this palette is more of a either you love it or you hate it type of palette. If you do have the money and you like to wear a lot of eyeshadows, or you like to wear like to experiment with eyeshadows, then definitely this is a palette you should add to your collection. But if you're wanting to pick between the three to see which one you want to splurge on, I don't suggest getting this one by its own. Now, speaking of the colors in the palette, there are three matte colors, which is Strange, Limit, and Nooner. Those are the three that I think that I use the most out of this palette. Just because they're really gorgeous, warm, matte colors. Now, for the eyeshadows, I find that Buzz, Trick, Dust, Burnout are really great shimmery colors, but I found that on the lids, they again don't really seem true to color. With this palette, I had to use a lot of base primers as well as color bases or cream shadows to really intensify these colors in order to make Liar or Buzz to really look purple or warmer. I had to use like a color base for these shadows. So out of these three, I found that this one isn't a color that I would recommend for you guys to splurge on. But of course, if you are looking for a more rose tone, rose gold type of palette, then this is definitely the palette for you. Now, with all of that said, I hope that you guys found it helpful and that you can actually find a palette that is suitable for your collection. If you guys feel like you're going to miss out on this palette because everyone is talking about it, but you're kind of iffy on the colors, then definitely check out the LORAC Unzipped. I find the colors to be very similar because they have really great, warm, rosy colors, but this palette is so much better than a Naked 3 in my opinion, just because there are really great matte colors, such as this burgundy one here, and this beautiful brown and pink color. Unconditional is extremely similar to Nooner from the Naked 3, and these beautiful rosy colors, shimmers, are gorgeous. They don't blend all together. You don't have to wear a base in order to intensify the colors. Each color is very distinctive on its own, and I just think that these are such gorgeous, gorgeous colors, and the pigment is very comparable to Urban Decay. So if you are still on the fence about the Naked 3, especially because of all the colors and you not knowing if you like to wear a lot of pinks, then definitely try this one out. I find that this palette from LORAC is such an easy palette to use to create beautiful looks, and I actually wore this palette in my favorites video as well as my hair bun tutorial, and a lot of you guys complimented on it, so I definitely think that this is a great palette to have compared to the Naked 3. I hope you guys enjoyed this review and comparison video on all of the Naked palettes. I hope you found this helpful and that you can find your Naked palette that is most suitable for you. I hope you guys enjoy this, and if you want to see more reviews, more videos from me, then please subscribe so that you can be notified when my next video is up. Alright you guys, I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I will see you guys next time. Mwah! Bye!